Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be ranking every single Ninjago season from the pilots all the way up to Dragons Rising Season 2. So basically, we're going to go with the pilots first. The pilot, great season, but it's a great introducer to Ninjago. So, had some great scenes, very original scenes too. Never been anything seen like it before, so I'm gonna go with A. Started off the whole series. Yeah. Honestly, there was definitely a lot of better seasons, so let's get on the next one. Season 1, Rise of the Snakes, or Rise of the Serpentine, or whatever it's called. Very good, like, starter season that wasn't the pilots. Like, it was definitely a good follow-up to the pilots. Could have had a little more, like, maybe story development, I guess, but, like, overall, pretty good season. Basically just, like, the biggest, like, introducer to Ninjago. So, like, let's just go with B tier. Because, like, it could have been a lot better, but for what it was at the time, it definitely was very good. So, okay, Season 2, the final battle. Season 2 was definitely good, but I honestly don't know what there is to argue about with it, but, like, I just feel like sometimes, I guess the, like, designs felt a little rushed. Like, because I'm pretty sure in, like, some of the episodes you can, like, they might mix up, like, Jay and Cole. Like, Cole will be talking in the show, but it'll actually be Jay's voice actor. It'll be, like, switched around. So, just for that reason, it's an overall good season. But I'm just going to give it a B above Season 1. Okay, Season 3 Rebooted. Rebooted, another great season. And was the first reboot Ninjago got. That's obviously why it's called Rebooted. I love the, like, technology theme with the Overlord. Obviously the Overlord has been used a lot of times, but this is definitely, like, one of the best ways he was used, and the first time. And the death of Zane really hit hard at the end of the season. So, this is honestly an A tier season in front of the pilots. It won't let me put it there. Okay. Great season. Okay, Season 4, the Tournament of Elements. Tournament of Elements was honestly my favorite season. That and Season 5, Possession. But Season 4, Tournament of Elements was actually based off of a movie, which is why it was like, that's why they actually wanted to make it, like, really good and stuff, and, like, the plot they chose. Really great character development, and overall just a great storyline. And, like, the first, like amazing season, and it's going straight into an S tier. So yeah, like, it just, great villain, great characters. Dareth was in the season a lot, which makes it a W. Next season was Possession, another great season. So, Possession, great villain. Moro, best villain of all time. The ghosts were definitely cool. Sets for this season, which obviously I'm not ranking the sets today, but the sets were very cool. And also this was another great season. Great story development, great character development, great characters, great villain, just overall awesome. So we'll go S. And and the story of, like, Lloyd getting taken over by Moro, and then, like, the introduction of a new element of wind was just amazing. Okay, next one, Skybound. Skybound was a good season, but it kind of just, like, at the end. So it was a great season, like, not the whole thing. had was really good, but then at the end, they basically just like, since Jay wished it all to like be back to what it was before, technically none of it ever happened. So like, it didn't even really matter. So great story and great characters and villain. But honestly, if like the concept of a genie is like really hard to do, but the thing is, they executed it well. But the thing is, he could have just used like people for more wishes and stuff. Like, so I just feel like Nauticon was a little like used. Okay, so for the next one is Day of the Departed, which was a special. So it was only one episode, but it was pretty cool how all of the past villains came back and like hunted the ninja for like a whole day. But it did feel a little rushed, but great special overall. Cole was definitely like a carry in that like special, I guess, because he was kind of like the main character of that one. But I'm just gonna put it in B, as it was just like, it's kind of mid. So next one, The Hands of Time. The Hands of Time was honestly, I love the like thing of time travel and stuff, but time is like such a overpowered ability, and I just feel like the Time Twins didn't use it to their full potential, which is probably just for like storyline purposes and like not to make them too overpowered. But like they said, you control time, you control everything, but it just feels like they didn't actually use everything. So like, I'm gonna put it in the middle of A, or I'll put it at the top of A, and I'm actually gonna move Skybound up into there. So next one, the Sons of Garmadon. Sons of Garmadon was another great season, especially like because a lot of people said like Ninjago like ended for them after season 7 when the Ninjago movie came out. But honestly, some of the seasons after have been better than the first 7. So basically, Sons of Garmadon, great story. Whole thing about Harumi being like wanting, like making Lloyd, like using Lloyd to like get to the Oni mask, just to, like betray him, was like, it was such good story and character development, and there was just like a great overall feeling of this one, and it was just awesome. Like the plot and story was cool. So that is gonna go straight into S tier. On the lower side of S tier, but definitely a great season. Unlike the next one, Hunted was honestly one of my least favorite seasons. Hunted, it had a very good like start and end, but I feel like just in like the middle is kind of like bland. Because like at the start, like finding out there's like the firstborn is there and like all this trying to find Sensei Wu, and then the end with like the big Garmadon thing, and like I'm pretty sure that's what happened at the end, but or well, actually the end was about the Oni coming, so that was definitely a cool like lead up to the March of the Oni. But Hunted, it just kind of felt a little rushed in my opinion. There was definitely some good jokes and stuff in that season, and there was definitely good sets, like the Lego sets, but the season wasn't that good. So I'm gonna put it above Day of the Departed, but not above season 1. So right now I haven't put any in C, D, or F. But okay, next one is March of the Oni. March the Oni was only 4 episodes, but those 4 episodes absolutely were packed full of story and everything. And I really like the concept of some of the ninja falling into the darkness. And then I liked how Lloyd kind of joined forces with his father. So that was cool. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that was another end of Ninjago. March of the Oni was. But then you got redone again in season 11. But March of the Oni, really good 4 episodes. Love how the golden weapons came back. So we're gonna put that in between the Hands of Time and rebooted, because it was a really good season. So yeah. Next one though, season 11. Forbidden Spinjitzu Fire and Ice. A lot of people hate this season. Honestly, as I've watched it, because I've watched every single season of Ninjago 5 times. And as I've watched season 11, I've started to like it more. But it's still definitely not high on the list. It definitely could have been better. I liked the fire and ice. It's just they kind of felt so separate, because yeah, because they had 2 separate waves of sets for them, and they had it was just kind of weird going from fire with Asphira then to the Ice Emperor with Zane, the whole ice village and stuff. Just felt kind of weird. But honestly, decent season, pretty mid. I think this might be our first C tier. Yeah, it wasn't really that good. The 11 of Ninjago, the Lego sets were amazing. The sets and with the mechs and the land bounty and the just builds in general of the Lego sets were amazing. But the show wasn't the best. So definitely like I said, as I've watched it, I've started to like it more. But it's definitely went from a D to a C as I've watched it more, and maybe it'll go to a B at some point. But on to Prime Empire. Prime Empire. I'm a big video games fan, and obviously I like OG video games too. So this was definitely a cool season. I didn't like Zane. I like Zane. He's pretty cool, and he was hardly in this season at all. But I did like when he was the detective. I just felt the season could have had a better ending. But I did like how they went into a video game and had to defeat all the guys, and how they, yeah, sets were pretty cool. And I like how they had to get the katanas, and that was pretty cool. But the ending where Omagami, or whatever his name was, got turned into a kid with Dyer Milton, or Milton Dyer, or whatever his name was. And it just felt weird. The ending felt weird, but the rest of the season was pretty good. I liked Okino and all the little mini events that happened. The suits were pretty cool too. So I'll put this above the pilots, above Skybound, on. It's neck and neck with Rebooted. So I think I'll just keep it there, or maybe I'll do that. Okay, so then Jago, Master of the Mountain. Master of the Mountain was it was a cool season. I liked the monks or mumps and geckos or whatever. The months, that's the mumps. Months and geckos. those are really cool. I liked how they talk about like Cole's mom and stuff, and then the Spinjitzu burst. Thought that was pretty cool. Um, I liked how the villain was actually like Princess Vanya's dad. That was definitely cool. So, and honestly, a pretty good story. I liked how everybody was kind of like split. So go with like right here. I'll put it right there. So not like too high. Like it was a good season, but not like bad either. You know, like okay, the island. The island was another 4-episode event, just like March of the Oni. It's just basically it was part of Seabound, which Seabound was good. The island was good. But basically, they're just the same thing. It's just the island was like a start to Seabound. But I like Twitchy Tim. He was awesome. But I didn't like how the big water dragon's name was Wojira. Wojira. The thing is, obviously Wojira was actually in like Seabound, but Wojira was just Ronin and his gang pretending in the island. So the island, I love the sets were amazing. Like the Lego sets, I have some of the sets and they were awesome. But the like 4 episodes was definitely very subpar. So like I'll put it like I did actually like it, but I'll put it like I'm actually gonna put it above. I'm gonna put it in between season 1 and 2. It's like they're kind of like I said, like with it, you know. Seabound. Seabound was the first Nia themed season, but I did like the theory of being underwater and like having scuba gear and stuff like that. The one thing is there's obviously like Zane is in the sets and stuff with the scuba stuff, but he never actually goes under the water, which is just kind of weird. But I did like the whole thing with the hydro bounty and like all the storyline. Very awesome. I liked the villain. The villain was pretty cool. And then Wojira awakening, and then like Nia going into like Niad form and like sacrificing herself to the sea was awesome. So that is gonna go up here in A. Okay, Crystallized. A lot of people hate on Crystallized, but it honestly was a great season. A lot of people, like I said, didn't like it. But honestly, they brought back Nia. They had the dragon form, which I think was awesome. I literally have every single set from Crystallized. The suits were amazing. Bringing back the Overlord was a little questionable, but I liked how they did it in the form of the Crystal King. And I also liked how they kind of brought back Garmadon, but in a way that helped the ninja instead of like him being a villain. The one thing I did not like, Lloyd did not use his Oni form for more than about 2 seconds, which was annoying. But the thing is, I liked how the ninja kinda like they became fugitives during the season. And I liked how they had to find like secret bases, and it just kind of felt like a whole like undercover police Marvel movie, you know. Like I liked how there was the new ninja, and then like the old ninja came out of their slump and like destroyed them. It's just pretty cool. So this is actually gonna go in the A tier. Like I'm actually gonna put it pretty high up, probably like there. Yeah, around there. So I'm actually gonna move Rebooted down to here. as rebooted, just it was kind of mid. It was a very good season, but mid at the same time, you know. Okay, Dragons Rising Season 1. First season without Tommy Andreasen as the writer, as he went and worked with Lego Dreams. But Season 1 of Dragons Rising was decent. Definitely wasn't my favorite, but it's not like... I didn't like the whole thing with Aaron and Sora. I just felt like it wasn't really nice to just introduce like 2 new ninja that know absolutely nothing. And like Sensei Wu, I don't know if he's dead or not. Like, it's just kind of weird. And Jay not being in the whole season and Cole only being in for like 2 minutes. Well, Jay was in for like 2 seconds, but still, it just is based on the new characters, which obviously I understand. Trying to make it new and fresh, but like I just didn't like it that much. So it's actually gonna go below Forbidden Spinjitzu, Fire and Ice. So I just didn't like it that much. The animation was good. It's just like I said, I didn't like it that much. And the sets were pretty like kind of mid. Season 2 of Dragons Rising. Only part 1 is out so far. But the first part of Dragons Rising Season 2 was actually very cool, with like Lord Roz kind of like coming back with Jordana, and then like releasing the part of the Forbidden Five with the gong ringing on the blood moon. I thought that was pretty cool. The animation style again was amazing, but season was like, it was good, but it wasn't like my favorite again. So I'll put it here. So like, yeah, like I said, not my favorite, not my least favorite. So this video was entirely opinion based. You do not have to like any of my decisions. You could think Forbidden Spinjitzu, Fire and Ice was the best season ever. It doesn't matter. But this is just my preference. Like, obviously I like all of Ninjago. Ninjago's like my favorite series ever. But like, obviously I love all these seasons. All these seasons are amazing. Thank you to the people that made them all. But just some of them I like more than others. So yeah. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.